fractionally to practice or you fractionally great?
Which way am I going?
What's coming? You on the way?
What's going on? What's going on, family and friends? Appreciate you tonight. On Thursday night. You watching Sports Talk with B Watts. Do my favor, you gotta do my solid. Hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Will you do that for me? All right. I appreciate it. Want to say hello to the #1 chat on YouTube. Everybody who's down there in the chat, we want to say hello to you tonight. Hope you had a good day today and hope you even have a better tomorrow. All right. We finna get this show started. It's straight Colorado. All right. We got to start getting back to the basics. Colorado. Let me bring the guys up. That's JR Box. We know JR tried to set me up last night, y'all. That's all right, though. I ain't gonna start. He ain't gonna get me to start. He tried to set me up. He didn't want to play right. What's up, JR? What's going on?
Look, B-Watch trying to set me up for the okie doke again, chat. Why B-Watch dressed like one of the assistant coaches? Like one of the position coaches, like he about to take a picture. That's B-Watch dressed like he about to take a picture.
Man. Hey, JR, why you talking about that coaching staff? Let's go and start that thing. I believe the coaching staff this year might be better than last year.
Oh yeah, look, they brought some guys with some serious experience in the college ranks, that's for sure. So I'm with you. It should be a bit better than it was last year, for sure.
Yeah. All right. I hear a lot of noise. That must be great.
Great that they finishing their family dinner. Like, hold on, I got to go to the show. Let me finish up.
Yeah. Tell, I know I asked you. I'm gonna start to Greg. I asked you yesterday. I really didn't want to get into it because I know today we're gonna be the show. What do you think about the NCAA rejecting Coach Prime and the Colorado football team and Fran Brown and the Syracuse team for a spring practice game? Now, the NCAA knew they were coming back again. So they should have had their ducks in order. And last year, they should have told Coach Prime and Fran Brown what were the criteria. And they should have been working on that to present it back again this year.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I don't like I said, I don't understand the NCAA and what risk is it for them, for the NCAA to allow two institutions to plan out something and put on an event. I don't understand why the NCAA is so against that. And, it could be the fact that it's two black coaches that are just trying to do this, but I truly don't understand it. With the NCAA, everything's always changing. Everything's changing, from the amount of players that you can have on a collegiate roster, from the amount of games that they're having now, including the championship series and the amount of games that they have in there, going back to eligibility criteria. One player is eligible, the other player is ineligible. So with all of these changing things, you would think the NCAA would look to evolve, because we saw last year there was some prominent institutions that was like, yeah, we're not even gonna have a spring game.
Yeah.
We're not doing a spring game because, one, we don't want our players to get poached.
Right.
That spring portal is gone, so you don't have to worry about the player getting poached. Now, whoever's on your roster's set, right? Outside of some ineligibility criteria, these colleges have a set roster for the most part. They may add some people later on, but for the most part, they're set rosters. So you had institutions last year that just forego the whole spring practice and spring football game. They just didn't do it. So to me, to interject what Coach Prime and Coach Fran Brown is trying to do, I like it, man. I think it would bring up. I think it would bring a change of pace to what can be considered a down part of the season or a dull part of the season because it's pretty dull, right? I think that'll bring a new level of excitement for those institutions, and it costs the NCAA absolutely nothing. It don't cost you
Hold on,
nothing.
JR, you going into why you tearing my whole show up. Hold on, let me slow you down. So, do you think it's the money? It's the money, it's the revenue. It got to be the revenue because I believe they're going to split the revenue. And if it's shown on TV, the NCAA, I get Coach Prime said, no, y'all don't get nothing. I get Coach Prime told the NCAA they don't get nothing because I just can't understand why wouldn't they let them do a spring game together?
Yeah. I mean, to me, the blueprint and the format is already there. You can use the hard knocks model.
Yeah.
I mean, the format's already there. NFL already does it. So they can film it for that week of them joint practices and them going through mat drills with each other and stuff like that. And then boom, you had a spring game and it's a big celebration. And it's still lighthearted. It's still a scheduled event. It's not just like a live football game. Doesn't count against anything because obviously both coaches will be trying to protect their players from injury. So I'm with you, B. Watts. It got to be some money involved in it.
It got JR. That's the only thing.
Got to be money.
That's the only thing keeping it from doing it. I don't think Coach Prime and Fran Brown want to split that revenue with them because it was their idea.
Yeah,
that's what I believe. Yeah,
I don't understand because again, it doesn't cost the NCAA anything.
Nothing.
Right? And if, let's say, for just the sake of the conversation, if Colorado and Syracuse decided to go against the grain and do some crazy antics and something like that, the NCAA could put a violation on both of those schools like that.
Yeah, so they can put them on probation. They can take some of their recruiting.
Yeah, scholarships. They can do a lot of things. So obviously, both of those institutions would play within the lines and follow whatever they need to follow to a T. We can only practice this many hours. The kids can be on the field this long, yada, 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 and just break it down from there. But like you said, B. Watts, it got to be money. The NCAA probably like, y'all trying to televise it? Nah, that probably bring out a lot of money and we don't get nothing from it.
That's it.
If it only costs the institutions,
cost the travel. Whoever got the travel. Whoever got the travel. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, I'm sure if they had came to Colorado, I'm sure Coach Prime would say, hey, we can house y'all, we can feed y'all whatever we eat. And I think last year he even put up some classes that they'll be attending together also. The education part.
I don't get it, man. But that would be great for TV. Hell, that'd be great for Bucky. Could you imagine that on Well Off? Joint practice, man. Shout out to Bucky, Well Off. Shout out to Dare. Shout out to Uncle Neely, Deuce, Scoop, Chico. All of man, that would blow.
They cut him out, man. They cut him out, bro. They cut him out, man.
Blow up.
All the behind the scenes. Yeah.
We talking about hundreds of thousands of views.
Right. Have you heard anybody else talking about it and what their ideas on? I haven't heard nobody talking about it.
I haven't heard anybody else really discuss it, man. I think DNVR did a good segment on it. They talked about it at length. And they didn't like it either. They didn't really understand. Shout out to those guys, RK Jake, and Deep Pocket Scotty. They really didn't understand why would the NCAA be against this too. So I think collectively, if you start, just listen to a few people's conversation, we're all kind of saying the same thing, and we're all against the NCAA. Like, man, what's up? Like, what's happening? So.
Yeah, that's kind of strange, man. For 2 years in a row, they said no. Strange, I understand you saying the first year, and give them a reason why in the compliance why you wouldn't do it. So the next year they can be prepared, and when they present it again, they'll have all their T's crossed and their I's dotted. So it should have been a go.
because the excuse from from word on the street was that it was presented too late. That
Yeah,
was
yeah,
that was the
right.
excuse, or at least that was the running narrative. I don't know how factual that is, but that was the running narrative across YouTube spaces. It was presented too late, da da da, this and the third. Well, it's presented in ample time. Now they still in winter workouts.
Yeah,
You got
exactly.
plenty of time to iron out the details of what's going to happen, and how you want it to be ran, and how many hours you want them on the field, and all of that stuff. Man, you got plenty of time. But I'm with you, B Watts. I think it's more of a revenue share type of thing.
It
And the
is.
NCAA is like, wait a minute, we don't get nothing? Nah,
Right.
y'all can't do it. We can't sanction that. It's like fighters, like all these sanctioning bodies for fighters. They the WBA or WBC. Nah, man, we're not gonna sanction this joint practice that y'all want to do because we can't get no money off of it.
Yeah, that's all what it is, man. That's crazy, man. At first, I was saying maybe they trying to do what the NFL trying to do to do it, blackballing, man. It's
Yes,
lonely
they could.
from anything that coming from Coach Prime. Well, nah, y'all cut them off, cut them off, cut them off. I'm saying, man, that's crazy. That's wild work, man. Let's move on into Colorado, man. But like I was saying about the coaching staff, man, I was listening to that tight end coach. Was it
Mhm.
tight end coach?
Yeah.
Yeah, the new guy. Speak, man. That dude, that had you piped up, boy.
Yeah, man.
There ain't gonna be no boring team when he out there, man. He had veins, man. JR, when he was talking, he had veins all in his neck when he was talking to that motherfucker. I said, dog. So I believe this dude, he gonna be the real thing, man. And I heard Duke the Scoop saying that Robert Livingston. I think I seen a video he posted up last night that Robert Livingston is still been sought after as a defensive coordinator in the NFL. I started telling Duke, boy, don't you do that, man. I said, boy, don't do that, man. Don't make that. But he said he done heard from two different sources.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I just can't believe that somebody gave up 400 yards per game and somebody want to hire him. No, that contract expired at the end of this year because you remember, JR, he signed a new contract 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yep.
This
year.
gonna be it, and Coach Brown ain't gonna bring him back, and he trying to make some move, which I can't, I can't knock him on that. I can't knock him on that. But what you think? You see that? Do you see him as a defensive coordinator in the NFL, man?
No. I mean, look, I see him going back to a position coach situation in the NFL. I don't see him going, straight back to the NFL and be a defense coordinator. I mean, unless CU is ranked top 10 defense, to finish this year. Other than that, it'll be pretty much he's going back to the NFL for whatever his reasons are, but I don't think it would be for a head coach position. But what I will say, for him going out taking those interviews, I mean that's what you're supposed to do, right? You have your agent talk to people and put you in opportunities so you can at least be in those spaces and see what teams are looking for to see how you can curtail your presentation going forward, because it may not be the defensive coordinator position, but going until next year, if he's out of a job, then he's already, okay, look, I already took a few interviews. I kind of know what certain teams are looking for, and I know I'm really good at being a safeties coach. So let me revamp my presentation to present to another franchise to say, well, yeah, I'm, maybe I'm not your defense coordinator. I'll interview for the position, but I'm very well versed at this specific position, and you move from there. So, because I'm not calling for nobody to be unemployed, but his contract is up this year, so that remains to be seen. What's up, Greg?
What's going on,
What's
Greg?
going on? Y'all trying to get Livingston fired? I hear y'all trying to.
No.
Be Watts to make him disappear.
Hey, he need to disappear.
One email from B. Watts and you're gone, man.
He gonna need to disappear now if he gonna disappear.
Yeah, that's what. Hey, ain't nobody finna hire him, bro.
They trying.
Say what?
They trying. He an NFL guy. Some people just NFL.
Ain't nobody trying. No, yeah. They ain't trying. He trying. That contract in this year. He know Coach Prime. He see some guys that finna take his spot.
You know who trying to take his spot?
That defense coordinator or that defensive end. I mean,
you know
that tight end coach.
Mm-mm.
No, the linebacker that used to be the linebacker coach with the beard. What his name? Hilo said today, I'm trying. He said, I want to be a head coach someday.
He used to be a coordinator, he said, and then I guess things went south, something like that.
Yeah. He rubbed some people the wrong way.
Yeah, he said he stopped getting phone calls. He had to get over there with Coach.
Yeah, you heard it when he said that too. Yeah. But you got he been to Michigan, he been to Georgia, he been to Alabama. He got the resume, JR.
Yeah, he got it. He was even at
and the way he was breaking down the way he was breaking down them plays last year.
Yeah.
I mean, he know his stuff.
I would love to see him get
all over.
Coordinator, because I know he'll show out.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see him get his shot at coordinator, because you know he gonna sleep in the building. Him and Mary.
What you talking about? Yeah, he'll show out. He'll have that defense running.
Yeah.
Hey, I bet you'll call timeout.
Oh yeah. Coach Fran will be looking at him. Hey, we need a timeout, man.
Hey,
he's a college guy though, man.
Yeah. Hey, JR.
He's
probably walk up there to Coach Prime, take his headset off and put it on himself.
He have his own. He a coordinator. He'll have his own headset. He wouldn't need it. See,
oh man,
he's a true college guy though. Livingston is not a college guy. He's an NFL guy to the bone. He can't be a college guy. He's to the bone NFL guy. He need to go where he belongs. Hilo is a college guy. He probably never go to NFL.
Yeah. Well, I like that tight end coach. What that tight end coach name?
You talking about Nesbitt?
Yeah. No, I like him now. Nah, I like the way he talk. He look like he know the game. He a motivator.
I think Nesbitt could be is my mic loose? My mic loose or something. Nesbitt, he's a he's up in it. He probably got a couple years to get up on take off, because he already did it at the high school level. So he just get a couple years and then boom, he off to the races.
Yeah.
Niblett, Josh Niblett. But I mean, look,
I'm thinking about Nesbitt. Yeah, Niblett. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, look, if you look at his resume, he has a very illustrious resume. He won in 2 states, in Alabama and in Georgia. Won multiple titles in both of those states as far as a high school coach. So look, he come with a little background, and you could tell by his speech, he used to being up front, with the motivation and the extra motivation, and it got to be you in the CU, and you got to put yourself, so they all do it, but you could tell that he's a bit more seasoned in that approach of going from a head coach position, albeit at the high school level. But you could tell he's coached some high level high school football and had to have the attention of some young guys in front of him at all times. So I like the passion, man. Now will that translate into developing the tight end room? Remains to be seen. I mean,
True.
I don't know what that looks like.
It's not hard to train tight ends.
If you ain't using them, there ain't no need to train them.
I mean, and I ain't saying go watch no YouTube videos like old boy was saying.
See, Greg, I wasn't going there. Greg,
hey, look here. Hey, speaking of YouTube videos, I watched, once again, I was up, right? I was doing some research. Boo Carter.
Yeah.
He gonna be that dog, y'all.
Now, B.Y., slow down, man.
No, listen, man. He'll be bad.
Oh, he got a little hump shaking.
Hey, look at here. Check it out.
I ain't seen nothing.
Hey,
slow down, man.
Hey, that Boo Carter. Man, that dude, man, he was in that nickel position. Man, that dude, that's gonna be hard. Hey, he don't mind going in there, bro.
I'll give you that. Now, he's extremely talented.
Hey, that's
how
what
he be utilized is the key. That's all that's the key. How you utilize, but slow down, B.Y. He said he wasn't gonna do it, chat. B.Y. said this about a month ago. I ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna fool me this time. And look at him. He back on the train. He back on the train.
Hey,
man.
that Boo Carter, bro. That Boo Carter, right, man. Hey, that boy. Hey, his tape work. He did it at the SEC level.
He's an SEC guy. He's a true SEC guy.
Yeah.
He's
He
the
was doing
only
it at that
true
level.
SEC guy Colorado has had in that defense.
Now, I'll tell you somebody else I looked at, JR.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. Hey, the safety they brought in from Vanderbilt.
Yeah.
I don't got his name.
Fournette.
That's it, man. Hey, that boy, that's a real dog. Them two boys.
He's a linebacker
Yeah.
disguised as a safety. So that's your the linebacker on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy. I feel good, man. I feel good about them. But
that defensive line is good too. That defensive line is supposed to be the best unit they got out there. They got strong linebackers, they got strong defensive line, and they got a strong secondary. They ain't never happened before.
I know that. I ain't looked at the linebacker room yet. I ain't looked at the defensive line. But they safety, this dude named Mitchell, he got potential too now.
Yeah. They got some guys, man.
They got veterans, man. That's what you're talking about. Boo Mitchell's, Boo Carter is a veteran. Fournette is a veteran. Mitchell is a veteran. And those three linebackers you ain't looked up yet, they are all veteran linebackers.
Yep.
Okay.
A lot of snaps.
Experience, production, and experience. It's the closest thing to what I call the Indiana model. I just did a show the other day, video the other day, talking about a lot of people thought that it was about size, but Indiana just proved it's not about size. It's about experience. Nobody talk about how big Indiana is. They talk about how old they are and this and that. Nobody say, boy, they got some big old linemen. Nobody ever say that about their size. They just whoop the mess out of SEC teams like Alabama with no. Usually you think Alabama's gonna bully people. The size. You look at what we're saying now. Experience goes a long way. It's scary for high school players because now they got to go play somewhere for a year or two. But Colorado, for the first time, got experienced guys. They used to bring over guys who had potential the first year. Then the second year, it was like, all right, they got a little experience, and we're gonna fill in the rest. Now they got guys who come in with experience, not just one guy. Hill Green was one guy. Bentley didn't have no experience when he came. Remember that?
He did. He did. He was a special teams guy. Yeah.
So he was just kind of getting warm. Hill Green played at a lower level, but he played. He played at Michigan, but he played.
Yeah.
These three linebackers you got, they starters from where they came from, and they all conference where they come from. They lead in tackles where they come from. Yep. So when you got that at your middle level, and from what I'm hearing, the defensive line got some guys who can get up the quarterback. So you combine that, and then you got some solid cornerbacks. Colorado gonna be tough, y'all.
Yeah.
Because you already know what the offense gonna do. You know the offense gonna put up 30 points a game. Period.
Time out, bro.
Okay.
Time out. Hold on. Okay. Let's stay with the defense right now.
Okay.
Hold on, bro. Look, when you look at the linebacker room, as Greg said, what about how y'all seen the film work on the guy that transferred in from Texas? I keep hearing about it, but I ain't seen no film work on him yet.
Yep. I don't want to mispronounce his name, but I'm gonna give him my best shot.
Yeah, it's a funny name.
Leone Leafau.
Yeah, Leafau.
If I stand corrected, look, he played something that I find interesting is that when you talk about the University of Texas, right?
Yeah,
you talk about the University of Texas up there with the likes of Alabama and Georgia. They getting all the talent. They getting top flight talent across the country. They can go to any state and recruit top flight talent, 5- and 4-star talent all across the roster. So for you to be able to crack the rotation and be a starter in amongst people that's going to the NFL, and Anthony Hill Jr., that was the guy he played next to. He's going to the NFL this year. To be a leader, a leading tackler on a team not a year ago, 2 years ago, when you playing against or when you playing alongside other highly talented guys, that just speaks volume about the type of motor and the type of player that we just got to the University of Colorado. So he's a highly productive guy. And his experience, like Greg was saying, it's just gonna speak volumes on the field, Greg.
Well, experience gonna rub experience. 3 totally different styles of linebackers, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
But all 3 of them can sniff out the ball. All they film ain't just about running into a brick wall like a stone head. They all show the ability to sniff something out. Oh, it's a screen over there. I'm gonna bust the screen. The play over here, but I'm gonna go bust this screen up.
Mm-hmm.
Pass coverage, picking off balls, knocking off balls. They got linebackers who actually gonna drop back in the middle of the field. Go figure. Not Green Acres in the middle of the defense. Green Acres is the place to be. No Green Acres, guys. A linebacker has to smart enough to say, oh, so this middle wide, let me just drop back and pick it off or knock it down.
Yeah.
They got film showing them, all of them doing it. They got film showing all of them have the ability to actually recognize a play. I guess they watch film actually and say, oh, I see what y'all trying to do. I'm going to go mess that up. That's what your linebacker's supposed to do. You can't depend on your D-line to do that because they in war. Like your defense can peel off, your defensive lineman can peel off every now and then and go break up a screen. Your linebacker is supposed to be that watching for that kind of stuff. He got a clear view. War is going on in front of him. He's 5-7 yards off the ball. He's supposed to have a bird's eye view of everything going on.
Right.
But not the dummy who run up in the line with the lineman and go to doing all this scrapping around and playing patty cake with the lineman. Now, we ain't got nobody at the second level. Somebody got to be watching the wall. Somebody got to be on the wall. So these linebackers, one of them in particular, my guy from New Mexico State,
Martinez.
And I saw something. And I heard them say something about him that I've never heard or could say about any linebacker at Colorado. But this is one thing I would describe a true linebacker do. They say he plays very slow. They say a smart linebacker is slow. Hill Green plays slow. Mm-hmm. You ain't got to rush to the ball. If you take the proper angles and the proper foot, or you sit in the middle of the field, you're in the middle of the defense. You can go left or right, right? He has the ability to not react and take off running before he processes the information. And then, misdirection or whatever happens. He plays slow. And he makes sure things happen before he just take off running. That's what your linebacker do. Because once he gone, he gone. He ain't gonna return it. If that linebacker off, the whole defense off, because that running back cut back is in Green Acres over there. Mm-hmm. So your linebacker has to be smart enough to say, before I commit to this, I got to make sure it's over there. And you ain't in no rush. And, running into each other and all that type of stuff. So that's the type of linebackers you got. So when you put the Texas linebacker with a linebacker like that, or with ESPN, these are experienced linebackers who gonna know how to play together. They ain't gonna be running into each other, running into the same hole. That kind of stuff ain't gonna be happening.
Yeah, that's what I said. What Greg said earlier, as far as like the experience and how CU went about recruiting this year and getting guys out of the transfer portal from that standpoint, they got guys out of the transfer portal with a lot of mileage on them. That seen a lot of football, and that's a good thing. That's what we needed. We needed that in the sense that we was excited about Jaheim Otis. Oh man, he coming in, he's 6'4", 300 pounds, blah blah blah. But then when you go back and look, he had 10 snaps that he played at Alabama. Period. So that lets me know, like, okay, you wasn't good enough to crack the rotation. You couldn't get on the field. You got recruited. You were good enough to get recruited there, probably just off measurables alone, B. Watts. Because, measurables will fool you. You got the measurables. We get you in there. Maybe you played in the lower district of football in your state or something like that. So you just beating up on the talent that's in your local area, in your district. But then you get to Alabama, you can't get on the field because you got a multitude of talented people around you. You can't crack the rotation. Not with these guys. Not with the guys Greg just mentioned. The guy Gideon Lampron. He was the captain for Bowling Green. He was the leading tackler for Bowling Green. And then you talk about Leafowl and you talk about Martinez. Now Martinez was hurt last year, so he coming out, a little damaged goods situation. But the year before that, he led New Mexico State in tackles. So you got a lot of mileage, and with mileage comes experience when it comes to sports. So hopefully it all translates on the field. And look, you brought in some coaches to revamp that area, and that's always good when you can bring in a fresh mind, fresh thoughts, and have people look at things a different way. So I like it so far.
All right. Now, do y'all have a concern about the two IMG guys leaving who was playing that defensive end? I haven't looked at it. When you look at the Colorado present defensive end, what y'all think about them? Have you seen in the film on? Because I know they ain't practiced yet. I don't even know who can be considered that.
I don't want to butcher any names.
What about this? Is that ESPN? Is he a defensive end or a linebacker?
He's a linebacker.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah, he's the linebacker. One of the defensive ends that came from North Dakota State. Look, he played a lot of football. Played a lot of winning football at North Dakota State. You know, that's a franchise or that's a program that can be held up there in regards in their own matter. Like they name speaks for themselves when you talk about North Dakota State. So he came from North Dakota State. He was highly productive there. So I don't think the drop off would be significant coming to CU. Sure, you may be playing against somebody that's probably, you know, marginally more talented on the opposite side of you compared to somebody you were seeing from Montana State or Wyoming or something like that. But all these teams ain't built the same. Like we can talk about Utah. Yeah, Utah got a stout offensive line, but then you go play against West Virginia, and you be like, the guard for the left tackle for West Virginia might be Cam Robinson out there getting beat every week. You know what I'm saying? So it's I don't think the drop off when it comes to like the defensive ends that they brought in. They brought in guys with a lot of snaps. Now, what hurt to me was just losing those young guys, people that you recruited in the pipeline that showed immediate like receipts. Like you got them in, and them young freshmen came in and they made plays. And people might say, well, they only had 25 tackles. That's easy to replace and stuff like that. 25 tackles for a freshman, for a true freshman, coming straight from high school, that's good.
Yeah,
that's a good thing to build on. Now, if he would have went out there and had 50 tackles, you exceeded all expectations. But 25 tackles for a true freshman to come in, that's actually good, Greg. So that's what I hated to see with those two young boys coming, because obviously they already came with a body that was already built for college football. They was ready.
Yeah.
You all got to remember that. So when we say certain things like Montana, North Dakota, they were well known for putting linemen in the NFL. They put 2-3 linemen in every. So them schools that he was up against, his teammates, the teams they were playing in that conference, you guys put guys in the NFL. They probably put more guys in the NFL than some of these Big 12 teams, consistently. Especially in the trenches. They did well in the trenches for whatever reason. And that's why they probably played well, because they had good trenches. But as far as production, I would say this: even though those young guys did well, they definitely will be able to match their production at the minimum. Bringing in guys with experience. They would have hopefully built onto it, but it's not like you're losing production, because they're either going to get that production or better, and they're also getting more experience. So Colorado, I don't know. They pulled off the reverse Indiana. I would say this. Indiana did it on the football field.
Yeah. Time out.
Reverse Indiana, because Indiana did it on the football field.
Yeah.
Okay, so Colorado ain't did it yet, though, bro.
No, they did it in the portal because they were dead. Colorado was dead in the water. Let's be real. Even before Jordan Seaton left, Omarion, people we know. I don't know if they really make a difference because they come off a 3-9 whatever team. But
he had to get it out. JR, don't you remember I told you all of them got to go?
They needed to go because
to,
it's a fresh start. But Colorado was dead in the water, man. They pulled off a miracle. If this season has success, they're gonna have a movie 2 next to Indiana in the box office because Colorado was done. You hear me? It would have really it was done if they didn't recruit the way they did, and then on top of that, Omarion to see them left. Fran would have to throw in the hat. If he didn't bring Marion in and Niblett in and all these guys in and put Hart on the side over there with assistant and put Mathis over there with the nickels and we didn't do all that. And got the type of players, Abu Carters and all that coming in, they gonna have a good season and go win the conference. Man, what can you say about them?
Yeah, I think Coach Prime had them playing that out in the middle of the season. He was quiet on that sideline. I bet they were talking. He said, "Hey man, soon this season over with, I need you, big dog."
He had plenty of time.
That was a film game, JR. We had about 8 more games left.
Hey,
that's why you didn't say, JR. That's why you didn't see that mic come down. He said, "Oh hell no, go on out there and do what you gonna do, boy, because this is the last supper."
Hey, you know he did. That thing was going down like Titanic. Players stopped playing. Jordan Seaton stopped playing. Doggone McKinney stopped playing. You already knew 3-4 games left. They don't say forget this. You already knew what the tone was around there. He said it confidently. Oh, something about to go down because he had no choice but for it to go down because he had to do what he had to do. But he went and made the right move when he went and got Marion because that right there is his biggest issue. I don't talk about this, and I don't be watching them. Maybe we talk about it. The offense was the biggest issue. The defense sucked, but the defense actually showed up every now and then. The offense never showed up. They may showed up the first 5 minutes of the game, but that's it. The offense was the biggest issue. The offense would have gave life to the defense. The defense will make a stop, and you go 3 and out and put them back on the field. I'm not encouraged to do nothing. I just got the field. I feel like no matter what I do, we're going to lose. That's how the Cleveland Browns felt. They're like, man, we got Sack Russell. We got all this going on, and y'all can't even throw the ball 3 yards. Man, get out of here, man. It's discouraging. And it puts a lot of wear and tear on your defense. Now everybody got hand muffs on, looking like Captain Hook. All their fingers gone and everything. I mean,
they look like Greg.
They feet, they hands
look like
Coach Prime feet. You know what I'm saying? They just
hey, we ain't gonna let you get that off, bro. Hey, it was cold out there on the sideline.
That was a good one, Greg. I ain't gonna lie, man.
Shit, he don't grow up.
Have their hand work.
Hey, Greg.
Have their hand. They tackling with 3 fingers.
Hey, Greg. I told JR, shit, Coach Prime take out them shoes now. He got 10 toes since Carucci came in there like, what?
Man. Leave Coach Prime alone, man.
Shit, them things don't grow back, man.
In his mind, they don't grow back.
Prime living his best life, man. He on the train.
All right, guys, let's move on. Hey, let's move on to the offensive side of the ball. Will Colorado, the go-go offense, use that tight end this year like they did when Mike 2 years ago?
I think if it's needed, they'll use the tight end. If it's needed, I mean, if it fits the area of the defense that they're trying to attack, then they'll use them. I mean, that's pretty much how Brendan Marion's offense is kind of constructed. Like, we're gonna attack weaknesses on your defense. So if your linebackers can't cover, if your safeties can't cover, we'll put them in positions we'll put our offense in positions to take advantage of the weakest points of your defense. And we're going to keep going at that until y'all can stop it. And when y'all stop it, then we'll open up a whole nother set of formations and things like that to give us for us to retake the advantage on the offensive side of the ball. But like I said, I went and I didn't, just watch highlights, man. I went and found like actual games like of Sacramento State. And like I said, I was truly amazed how he was able to adapt. Like, he wanted to go out there and sling the peel at Sacramento State. But them quarterbacks, they couldn't hit the ocean. So he was like, all right, well, we about to just hand this ball off and we gonna hand it off. And I got about 150 different formations for us to hand this ball off, take advantage of what we do best because we can't pass the ball. And, no disrespect to those Sacramento State quarterbacks or anything like that, but he tried. He tried to, up tempo and hit them, bang, 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 quick, quick, quick. They just didn't have the quarterbacks, just didn't have the type of accuracy that he was looking for as a coach to keep the offensive chains moving. So he's like, yep, we just gonna hand this ball off and we gonna have a field day, Greg.
Oh, okay. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
This is I'm only gonna be me. I'm gonna say something today. Coach Hart, I know you listening, right? Coach Hart. Coach Niblet. No, we ain't timing out. Coach Hart, Niblet. You gotta do the power move. Greg said it. Y'all don't stole my doggone daytime buffs. Y'all don't took the music out finally. Y'all don't been doing my stuff. Greg said it, sit in the chair. Everybody listen to me. Do like y'all did when I talked about the all the other stuff. Y'all send it to him, DNVR. Ponder to tight end. Ponder to tight end. I don't know what's the problem. He can still do backup reps and get his reps in at third and fourth string quarterback. Y'all done brought in 2 other quarterbacks. He's big. He in that weight room. He lifting. He looking at himself in the mirror. Y'all can put him in, do a little tush push like the NFL do with the tight ends. Y'all can do trick plays with him at quarterback. He is still a quarterback. Ponder. Can everybody in the chat say it with me? Can we get the word back to Colorado? Coach Hart, come on now. Ponder. While you still got time, it's February. Be Watts. JR, can you say it with me?
I'll put it in the chat right now.
Ponder.
That man a quarterback, Greg.
See it in the chat. Ponder the tight end. Ponder the tight end. He about what? 6'3", 6'4". He hitting the weights. He aggressive. He want to get on the field. He probably got another year or 2 eligibility because he ain't been playing. He will be, I guarantee you, his athleticism, his understanding of the game will benefit Colorado more at tight end instead on the bench. He will be like Micah Harrison. I bet you he will be the equivalent of Micah Harrison. He got the build of Micah Harrison, but more athletic. He knows the offense. He's an athlete. It will help him prepare for the next level. Coach Prime always talking about preparing people for the next level. You're screwing him over. He's not a quarterback at the next level. Y'all let my boy Taylor do that. You wasted 2 years. Taylor finally want to be a tight end. Taylor should have been a tight end. Him and Wade should have been tight ends. Wade would have still been there if he had been a tight end. Trying to be a quarterback. Y'all are not quarterbacks at the next level. Y'all are athletic, big size guys, physical, tight end. One more time, Ponder to tight end. He will be your most athletic tight end. That's all I got to say.
I agree with you, man.
I disagree with you, Greg. I disagree. Let a man play state quarterback. Here we go.
I didn't say he don't play quarterback no more.
I said start at quarterback.
He can stay fourth string.
Before Juju.
He can stay fourth string quarterback. He can stay fourth string quarterback. And he can come in and he can do the Wildcat. He can be the Wildcat quarterback. You know what I'm saying? 4th and inches quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
You heard what he said, Greg?
All day.
He said Ponder gonna start over Juju. That's what B. Watt saying.
Ponder. B. Watt better go back over there. B. Watt better go back over there with Boo Carter. He better stick with Boo Carter.
Hey,
B. Watt's been hell for the past.
They ain't want to hear that part. They ain't want to hear that part there. Let Juju play tight end. Hey, let Juju play tight end. That's what you need to let play tight end. Look here, JR. When we look at the running backs, which running back have you seen so far that gonna impress you, that may possibility get at least 600 yards in rushing? At least one running back. I know you haven't seen them yet, and just whatever you don't seen them recruiting and bringing in for his running back.
Yeah, I would just say from a utilization standpoint, Henderson, if you just going from a utilization and a statistical standpoint, I would say Henderson. He was the most productive running back like coming in. Now, if you want to go off of measurables and size and potential, then that's another question. But Henderson, the second string running back for Sacramento State, put up almost 600 yards last year.
Yeah.
Second string. So that means when he was getting in the game, he was making the best of his opportunities because the guy in front of him had close to 1,300 yards rushing the ball.
I wonder why he couldn't get him.
He ineligible. He out of eligibility. So you don't think
that guy from Alabama can do it? Young.
I think the guy from Alabama is probably the most talented running back in there. But when you think about actual play on the field, like the repetitions are not many. He was behind a lot of. I mean, he got surpassed at Alabama.
But he got a start though.
Yeah, he got a start in, but then he still got surpassed.
I thought he had about 2 or 3 stars in.
Nah, you only had one.
One, okay.
Yeah, and he got surpassed.
Alabama ain't nothing but 5 stars.
Yeah,
I
forget the running back he got surpassed by, but the running back he got surpassed by was like a redshirt freshman, and just passed him up, and actually passed up him and Jam Miller, and was the go-to running back towards the end of the year, number 4. I forget his name. Somebody in the chat, if you know that name of that running back.
Another 5-star.
Yeah, it probably was.
Do they recruit anything but 5 stars?
That's all they recruit, man.
That's all they got out there.
That's all they recruit. Because when
Alabama.
Yeah,
I remember when the guy went to Alabama, when Richard Young went to Alabama, it was Richard Young, it was Jam Miller, and it was Justice Hayes. Now, Justice Hayes was just at Michigan. I think he had Georgia Tech now, if I'm not mistaken. He went from Alabama to Michigan to Georgia Tech, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where Justice Hayes ended up going. But they recruited him. They was all 5-star running backs going there. Or Jam Miller was maybe a 4-star running back. And then Jam Miller kind of beat those guys out, and he was the guy. But then Jam Miller took a dip. And then this other guy that's a redshirt freshman came in and kind of finished off the season. But that's under, for the most part, a new coaching staff when they brought in the coach to replace Nick Saban. But Richard Young is talented. He's talented. He definitely got an SEC running back body. So he coming in ahead of the curve. But if I had to just go off of stats alone, I would say Henderson would probably be the most impressive now because he got actual stats on the field. But we'll see.
I'm gonna tell you right now, B. Watson. And I know deep down on the inside, the old B. Watson, he hitting down. He in the sunken place. He want to hear this. At least 3 running backs gonna have over 600 yards.
Time out, bro. Hell, we trying to get 1. Greg don't put 3, man.
Greg said 3 of them gonna have.
Look at the man offense, man. He only did put 1 guy get all the yards.
Yeah,
it's gonna be at least 3 of them.
You act like you. They gotta play Utah, Greg.
They gonna run all over them, man.
They gotta play Georgia Tech, Greg.
They gonna run all over Georgia Tech.
Greg, they gotta play Kansas State.
They could definitely gonna run all over Kansas State.
BYU,
they're gonna run over them.
Damn. Okay then.
Greg said everybody get ran on.
Yeah.
Hold on. You talking to me like BYU wasn't getting gushed this year?
Man, BYU was beating the brakes off people, man.
No, man.
BYU
was getting people scoring a lot of points on them, man. See, when you act like BYU had a Cleveland Brown defense, like they were beating people, and they were keeping people under 20 points. Like none of them teams you named had that kind of defense. None of them was dominant. Nobody dominated. That's what I'm trying to get y'all to get. Colorado, only reason they made teams look dominant because they couldn't score. And when you can't score, what that mean? Your defense on the field gets scored on. If you got the ball longer, they have less time to score, which means the score is lower, right? But if I keep giving you the ball and you score, and I give you the ball right back and you score, you can get 50 points. Because I keep giving you the ball. You got the ball and you score, and then I give you the ball right back, let you score again. There's no time of possession factoring in because you're not running the ball. And why were you not running the ball? One, you in shotgun, right? And you in shotgun with an empty backfield, throwing the ball sideline to sideline, 3 and out.
That was the MO. That was
3 and
the
out.
MO.
Yeah, that was the MO. That I agree with you on that, Jim.
Huh?
Yeah,
I'm agreeing with you and JR. Yeah, you're right.
That was the MO last year. They couldn't get out their own way.
I'm saying this. They got enough running backs too. Last year, what happened? Both of the doggone running backs went out. One had a left boot, one had a right boot.
Mm-hmm.
Hayden had to come in with one hand, so he was one hand banded on the offensive side of the ball. He had one hand. He had to come back early. They wanted to work him in slow. We got both our running backs in boots. So now you just got Hayden and Welch. So you only had 2 running backs. Now let that happen this year. Let's say doggone Track Hawk, he go pull a hamstring. Doggone Henderson, he hurt his shoulder. You still got Young. You still got Welch. You still got Smith. You see what I'm saying? You got not only have depth, your quality does not decrease.
Yeah.
You don't just be like, oh, the season over. Our 2 best running backs is gone. We definitely can't run the ball now. Like, it's good to have those type of running backs and be like, well, I don't know who's gonna be what, because you know injuries gonna happen.
Yeah.
Ankles, hamstrings, knees, gonna happen. So it's finally good to have the depth. We were scared of the depth, like, oh, then 2-3 running backs go down, or when 2-3 wide receivers go down. And you like, well, darn, our best receivers hurt. Now we got to put some scrubs in. No. If Moore go down, you still got JoJo. JoJo go down, you still got Akeem Williams. You still got the 2. You still got Cam. What's Cam's last name? It's not Smith.
Yeah,
Perry. You still got Perry. You still got depth, quality depth. Well, it ain't the second best, third best guy, and now the offense is off, and we got this wonky. That's what you got. That's why Ponder need to go to tight end, because if the other tight end go down, the one athletic tight end that they got that played last year, now you took him out. Oh, now you're looking for Smalls. Oh, he retired. You need quality depth at the tight end room too, because he gonna use them tight ends. He gonna use them tight ends. They gonna step back off the line, go in motion, and come around. And the more athletic that tight end, the more he can use them.
Yeah. We'll see what the improvement is, man. My biggest concern is none of the skill position. I'm not worried about quarterback. I'm not worried about running back. I'm not worried about wide receivers. I mean, my issue has always been the offensive line. Now, what does that look like this year under Brendan Marion's scheme? I'm hopeful that it's gonna look 10 times better than it did last year, because we was hopeful last year that it looked better, and they were still giving up some. They were giving up some. They couldn't push nobody off the ball, and every time Poke Salt looked up, it was somebody in his face. Everybody questioned his accuracy and stuff like that. Rightfully so, right? Sometimes he had time in the pocket and he couldn't hit the ocean. But a lot of the time he snapped the ball and he had to evade 1 or 2 people and then get to his read and try to make the throw. And, maybe that's just Pat Shurmur's scheme. Maybe that's just the coaching of the offensive line coaches that just didn't get done. But
it's more than it's definitely the scheme, because how much did we complain about him not using motion? Like Georgia Tech, they were twirling all around us. Even doggone North Dakota State, they twirl all around us. We was in awe of all these teams who kept your linebackers cross-eyed and running to each other. So they don't know, do I go with the man? Do I stay? Do you go with the man? Do y'all picking each other? Movement. Shooter that sit there, throw the ball. throw the ball, hand the ball. It's like you bring everybody in the box. So how everybody played us? They put everybody on the line.
Yeah.
Now you got your line, they're confused because they don't know who to block, they don't know who coming, who not coming. So now you already got some silly, they running these weird schemes trying to pull guards, and the man he block come right there, hit the man before he hand the ball off. Like you is not built like that. How you gonna pull a guard with 7 people on the line? You trying to pull the guard, he run right behind the guard and hit your quarterback. So instead of pulling your guard, how about somebody go in motion? How about somebody make somebody go with him so you can now who not coming because his man gone. Now you know who in coverage. Now he got to go run with him. How about some misdirection? How many times did Schumer use misdirection on anything?
I can't think about it.
I mean, even the jet sweeps was like, here you go.
Yeah, it was telltale.
It was
I'm
like
gonna tell you when I checked out though. When I was completely done with the season, is when
you took your background down.
Yeah, and look, you can go back and look. This is when I took my background down. And shout out to Uncle Steve because he said it on Tuesday. When they had Jordan Seaton out there lined up at receiver, and then he was offside, I was done. I said, I ain't watching this no. I'm done.
He got that lead blocking screenplay.
When they did that play, that damn text went off. That text went off and said, I'm gone. Good night.
I'm done, man. I didn't watch him no
all
more
y'all
the season. I was done.
I said, hey, where y'all at?
And if you
y'all answer the text to the next day.
If you think about it, that was the last time we saw Jordan Seaton. He didn't play no more for the rest of the year.
He showed it.
Like, what? I was like Jordan Seaton. I was checked out. I said, I'm done, man. Cancel Christmas, y'all. I was done. I didn't watch no more CU football from that. I took my background down. I was done with him, man. So
all I'm saying is this: if you load everybody up on the line and you bring that receiver in motion, he cracked down on the outside, and you not gonna pitch that thing outside to the track hop, he gone.
Gone. Yeah.
It's just simple. That stuff we learned in what, 7th grade?
Yeah.
So, they loading up the box. Okay, motion, crack the edge. You can run, RPO, or you can run high, you can shoot, you can go straight into doggone option.
Yeah.
Lead option. Who? Nobody out there. Nobody out there but the DB. Because your linebacker silly behind is on the line, act like they blitzing in the A gap.
Yeah.
So who's scraping? Nobody's scraping. So you'll stop all that. Oh, we finna line everybody up over the middle of the center, over the doggone bum rush the middle of our offense. Because all we gotta do is doggone bring somebody in motion, pitch that thing outside, speed, track, put it in Campbell's hand. Who gonna go get him? Who gonna go get him? Everybody's in the middle of the field. Did y'all do that? Everybody in the middle of the field with this speed? Wrap.
I was too done. All I can remember is Uncle Steve saying, man, what the hell is this in the chat? And then Greg was like, look at this foolishness. All I could type was, I'm done. That's it. I don't want to hear nobody see you no more. That's what we doing? All right, I'm checked out, man.
Hey, you got to know, you knew it was coming. Coach Fran said in the well-out meeting. Look at the franchise. Look at the franchise. Yeah. You keep running like that, I'm gonna let you run the ball. Man. Look at the franchise.
I said, man, I'm done, man.
You watch. How you let these folks mess up our Georgia Tech game?
I don't know. Hey, I told you they were gonna do it.
That's about as regular as putting Jordan Seaton out there on the island. Now they already gonna push the game back.
Yeah.
Right. Now you push it back to a Thursday night.
I told you they were gonna do it.
Thursday night, Friday night. First of all, Thursday night in Atlanta.
I'll be there
to Atlanta. You folks gotta go to work the next day. Traffic already horrible.
I know.
Terrible.
Yeah.
I ain't gotta go to work.
That's gonna be my job.
Everybody else around, you gotta go to work. So now you out there at midnight downtown Atlanta.
Ain't gonna be
no parking. There's no parking at Georgia Tech. You gotta park a million miles up the road You get
You
there.
have to get in that lift or that
no
Uber.
No tailgate. Y'all ain't going no cheetah. None of that. Dawn ain't gonna go to the varsity. Cause you know you getting down now. It's rush hour, man. You gotta get down at 5 o'clock. That's rush hour. You trying to get down there in rush hour to a game?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
Rush hour.
It's gonna be rough, man. We probably had to get down there
That's why
by
I
3, 4,
take that Uber, man.
3, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Getting that Uber 3, 4 o'clock, and then just kind of
but it's just you mess up the experience, man. When you're playing a night game on a weekday, people come to Atlanta. You messing up the number of people who will come to the game. Like it messing up all that because it's just not a prime time game from a TV standpoint. It's a prime time experience. If you had had a Saturday game, a regular Saturday game, hold out, tailgate, game of the week.
The experience will be dampened. That's
man.
for sure.
People ain't
got there, man.
They don't did it for the last 3 years. He don't start on Thursday night.
Yeah.
All right, y'all get us out of here, man.
Boulder ain't Atlanta.
Yeah, I know.
He say Boulder ain't Atlanta.
Yeah. Get us out of here, guys.
Nah, hey, shout out to the man, B Watts, man, holding it down, curating the spot. Again, man, we getting close to Black History Month, man. I would be remiss to not say condolences to the Reverend Jesse Jackson, his family. His passing 2 days ago. I don't think it was a complete shock to people. He was battling a few illnesses here and there, but look, all he's done, man, for the Black community, man, giving people hope, giving people something to latch on to. Shout out to Reverend Jesse Jackson, man. May you rest in peace.
Greg, tell them where they can find you at, bro.
Well, I'm still on vacation, as y'all can see, by the poolside. I don't know when I'm coming back. I might come back at the Georgia Tech game. I don't know. But Greg said it. Go ahead. You see that right there at the bottom there. At Greg said it. Go ahead, like, share, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Make sure y'all check out whatever we got. We don't know. Never know what we're going to get with Coach Prime. Yeah, and also I told y'all I've been working on something here. We're working on a nice little showcase to help some of this activity going on with these high school guys. We keep talking about how everything is shifting in landscape and recruiting. So we finally got that. We got the registration going on, the Elite Offer Showcase. Y'all check out the page for more information at eliteoffershowcase.com/Georgia. We doing our part. If y'all know anybody in Georgia, surrounding the area, y'all make sure y'all check that out. High school athletes, grades 8 through 12.
All right, you heard it. That's Greg said it and JR Boxing. Want to thank everybody who's watching the show tonight. Appreciate the chat. Y'all the best in the building. Y'all come back next Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for JR Boxing and Greg said it. Once again, fellas, I appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy your weekend, man. God bless y'all.
Bro.
Are you practicing to practice or are you practicing to be great? Which way am I going?
Bus coming, you on the way.